Hello, I am going to share with you the 7 things I learned about selling in Mexico. This is Dr. Erin, the success psychologist and your high performance mentor. And we took the family to Cabo. Our happy place is Cabo. We love Cabo. We love, 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 love Cabo. Okay, so in Cabo, picture this. We stayed at a resort where on the one side of the resort was the ocean and on the other side was the marina. So if you left the hotel and turned left, you would go down a hill and boom, you'd be there at the marina. And at the marina are just oodles of vendors and vendors selling things. Okay. So selling things like all the fun things you could do in Mexico, like parasailing and ATV rides and boat taxi out to Lovers Beach. And they have these little vendor booths that are all next to each other. So imagine just rows of vendor booths, and they're like 4 feet wide. I mean, they're just little, but imagine this. They are all selling the same thing. So let's imagine that I was selling pink popsicles and you next door also had a vendor booth and you were also selling pink popsicles. The same pink popsicles, not a different pink popsicle, the same. And next to you was another friend selling pink popsicles. And then down at vendor booth 4, yeah, he's also selling pink popsicles. So that alone is just incredible to think about how they sell the same thing all next to each other. Okay, so the first thing I learned about selling in Mexico is compliment people. And compliment people not because you're being sleazy and it's a fake thing and you're, trying to lie to people. No, compliment people because it's fun. So we would walk down, and one day walk down, and you can imagine 5 of us blondes walking down in the marina. And this one guy at the vendor booth, he goes, "Oh, look at here. We've got Papa Fitness and Mama Model." And here's what happens when you compliment people. They instantly start to engage with you and interact and smile. I mean, the second they said that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Thank you. That's so cute. Garth, he called you Papa Fitness. And oh my gosh, they called me Mama Model. And we're just laughing and going back and forth with the people. If you were to follow me to a gym class where I've been going, the same class every morning at 6 a.m. and I want to talk to someone new, I'm going to start with a compliment. And it's going to be true and it's going to be genuine. If you were to go to a networking event with me, I'm going to be complimenting people. If I am hanging out in my DMs on social media, I'm going to start with a compliment like, "Hey, I love your content," or, "Oh my gosh, look at this banner you just created. That's incredible." Or, "Wow, you live there? That's amazing." Okay. So be generous in how you love people. First step is compliment. Okay, second thing I learned is ask. Do you know the number one reason people will join you in business is you ask them? The number one reason people will not join you in business is you don't ask them. So here's the thing. If they had not gotten out of their vendor booth, they wouldn't be able to ask us and they wouldn't get a response. So the person who's asking the most amount of questions is the person who's going to get the most amount of responses, is the person who's going to make the most amount of sales. And here's the thing, is the person that's going to be able to serve the most amount of people. Let me put it this way. The person asking the most amount of questions will serve the most amount of people. I loved this question. We'd walk down there and he goes, "Are you hungry or thirsty?" And I just love that because you learn in sales to ask like 2 questions. Are you interested in the product or the business or both? Which one excites you more? Are you hungry or thirsty? And it's like, if he had asked, "Are you hungry?" I might say no, but hungry or thirsty? Thirsty. Okay. Like, I just loved it. So ask, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? Do you need directions? How can I help? What are you looking to achieve? What have you tried so far? What do you think is missing? Ask, ask, ask. Number 3, be visible. I always say you cannot be a success and a secret at the same time. You can't sell if you stay in the booth. Some of you need to get out of your booth. and so what does this look like? Okay, the people that got our business down at the marina came out of the booth. If they had stayed in the booth, we wouldn't have known they're in the booth and we wouldn't have talked to them because they would have been in the booth. Okay, so are you just waiting for people to see your sign, so to speak, and ask you? That's not how it works. Are you just posting on social media and waiting for people to come and say, I would like to do business with you? That's not how it works. A post is not an invitation. It's not an ask. A post is a promotion. A post is a post. So if you think about that, your mouth is your office. And when you're open, it just means your mouth is open. You can ask yourself, is my business open? Am I talking to humans? Are you telling people what's up, what's new? When they ask you what you do, are you leading with that? When they ask you what's new, are you leading with something? Be ready for those questions, but be visible. Come out of the booth. Okay, number 4, come from a place of, how can I help you? That's all we were asked all day long. How can I help you? Do you want a taxi to Lover's Beach? Do you want to find a restaurant? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? How can I help you? How can I help you? How can I help you? Okay. And they're not coming from a place of scamming us, because here's the thing. If they scammed us, we wouldn't come back. And guess what happens if you don't go back? They can't feed their families. Okay. So once we were lost and we were hangry because we were so lost and it was so hot and we were so lost and hungry. Okay. And this gentleman came up and he said, how can I help you? And we're like, oh, we're just trying to get to this restaurant. We're fine. And he said, I will walk you there. And he walked us in the heat all the way to the restaurant. And yes, he probably wanted a tip. And yes, we were happy to give him a tip. But here's the thing. He wanted to help us, because guess what happened? The next day, when we wanted to book a water taxi to the beach, guess who we went with? The nice man that helped us find our restaurant. That's the same with you. If you are helpful, if you are adding massive value to people, they will keep you top of mind and they will come to you. So sales is like being Santa Claus plus a physician. So let me explain. This is how I see it, at least. I think it's like Santa Claus. The first question he asks is, what's on your wish list? That's basically what you're asking people. How can I help you? What are you looking to achieve? How can I help? What's been the challenge so far? What do you think's missing? What's your goal for this year? Like, oh, tell me all about it. How can I help you? And so sales is really just asking people what's on your wish list and then pulling a gift out of your bag if that's something that you can help them with. And then it's followed by being a physician. And what do I mean by that? It's like, make a prescription, say, I can help you with that. Here's what I would recommend. I want you to get really good at saying those words. I can help you with that. 6 words. I can help you with that. Or what are you looking to achieve? Oh, I'm so glad I asked, because that's actually what I help people with. Would it be all right if I shared a little more about how I do that? How can I help you? Okay. The 5th thing I learned about sales in Mexico is there's nothing sleazy about sales in Mexico, and they aren't ashamed of sales and selling. So if you are at all still ashamed or think sales is sleazy, scammy, and that you have commission breath, I want you to just try to move the notch on the needle, just 1 notch. Just try to move yourself 1 notch, because if you're learning sales from people like me, I want you to know and be confident that you're doing it right. You're a professional salesperson, and we're not doing something to people. We're doing something for them. So just try to move yourself 1 little notch in recognizing that I'm not doing something that's sleazy here. I am walking around the earth like Santa, asking people what's on your wish list and helping them if I can. So the 6th thing I learned about sales in Mexico is come from a place of only the best for you. So we heard this a lot. Oh, you want a water taxi? I have one, only the best for you. And the next person, I have a water taxi, only the best for you. And the next person, you come on my boat, only the best for you. And here's the thing. There's some psychology and finesse to this. And that is this. You have to believe that the product or service that you're offering is top notch. And Dean Graziosi said this once. He said, if you have to believe in your product so much that if people don't buy from you, there's one of 2 options and both are bad. You have to believe in your product so much that if people don't go with you, they either go with someone of lesser quality or they don't get help at all. They go with someone of lesser quality or they don't get help at all. Both options are bad. But your job, you have to believe that you are one of the greats and that you have world-class offerings and that you can help people. So I'm always saying things like, put your wish list together and I'll put together the best package for you. Only the best for you, okay? Allow people to receive only the best for them. Okay, last, the seventh thing I learned about selling in Mexico is smile and increase your energy, okay? Don't be fake, just amp it up a notch, okay? Not one person in the marina approached me with a lethargic attitude. They all had their smiles on and they kept their energy up. I don't know how they did it for 8 hours, 10 hours in that hot sun, but they do it. They smile, they are energetic, they know how to bring the energy. So I'm going to leave you with this. We were at a fiesta the last night at a party, and the MC had led us through just the most fun evening for 3 hours. He was making jokes and playing music, and we were playing games and stuff. And at the end, he said, be grateful for all you have and stop complaining. And one of my kids looked over us and said, I think he's talking to us Americans. You know, are you grateful of what you're offering people? Are you understanding that sales is one of the most noble professions that you could ever do? That selling is honorable, because in order to sell, you have to serve. In order to serve, you have to know, how can I help you? So I hope you massively enjoyed learning the 7 things I learned about selling in Mexico. And do not fear, I will go back and do more research very soon as I possibly can. We need to go back to Cabo and do more research. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening.